Well, hundreds of local Catholics are finding themselves the victims of identity theft during one of the holiest times for Christians around the world. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Renee McCullough.
And I'm Brian Richardson in for Matt. The Archdiocese of Portland says stolen Social Security numbers were used to file fraudulent federal tax returns. KEZI 9 News reporter Jennifer Richardson is now live in the studio with our top story here at 6. Jennifer?
The fraud is widespread, and while the Archdiocese says it doesn't have an exact count on how many people are affected, it estimates there are several hundred victims in Western Oregon.
My heart goes out to those who are really who have been affected by it. Partly it's the fact that it was so underneath everyone's attention.
Father John Marshall with St. Mark's Catholic Church in Eugene says he knows some of the tax identity fraud victims.
Well, I'm aware of, quite a few people throughout the Archdiocese, throughout Western Oregon, even in Eugene.
The Archdiocese of Portland put this letter on its website laying out the crime. It says Social Security numbers were stolen and used to file fraudulent federal tax returns. Basically, criminals were filing returns, and the victims who filed their own forms are being rejected because someone already filed them. The thieves are stealing identities and, in some cases, refunds.
This is a very serious situation. We're very concerned. We're working very hard to try to help the IRS determine the source of this.
The Archdiocese of Portland says it doesn't know how the problem originated, but it says it doesn't think there was a security breach on the computer network.
It's quite widespread. It involves people in Southern Oregon, the Valley, up here in the Portland area, employees, former employees, and volunteers.
If you believe you are a victim, contact the IRS. You also need to file a local police report. And during this Holy Week, Father Marshall suggests turning to those around you to help.
It's unnerving, but I think being together and praying together will help those who have been affected.
And like I just mentioned, there are a number of forms that you need to file, so we've provided a link to those on our website to help people if they are victims. That's KEZI.com, and you can always call the IRS to see if your identity has been compromised.
Always important to make sure that stuff is safe. Thank you, Jennifer.